Welcome to Wrestling Brothers Breakdown.
We're brothers
who like wrestling.
Just like the Hardy Boys.
Just like the Hardy Boys. So what did we do this last weekend, Brad?
We went and got a new shirt.
We got new shirts.
I did. You did too. I bought you a shirt. It was a happy birthday to you. TNA. We went to St. Joseph, Missouri, as some of the wrestlers called it, and went and watched TNA.
TNA, total nonstop action. This is the first time either of us have been to a TNA show.
Yeah.
And they have been around for 20-something years, and for a while were the second biggest promotion, and now I'd say they're probably the third biggest promotion.
Shout out to the very lax, not good security. I mean, not shout out. That was you guys been wanded?
You get wanded yet?
Buddy,
yeah, we went through the door and they got wanded. Okay. Yeah, it was a temp
Not their
agent.
best moment.
Temp workers, for sure.
Not their best moment.
All right, but the nachos were only $5, so it was a good time.
Popcorn was... Oh, we didn't have popcorn. The guy next to us had a few too many, but he wasn't like ignorant. He was funny.
He was funny, yeah. He was funny. He was nice. All right, as you see, I still have the AEW championship belt. I won that last time.
Bring that up. We do a TNA belt. I would have won that anyway. So
all right, we don't have a TNA belt, but yeah, we'll have to.
We're gonna have to watch more shows or something.
Hey, this Sunday, AEW Dynasty's coming up, so you got a chance to take it back. So we'll record our preview show for that here in the next few nights. I got to watch Dynamite here tomorrow night, catch up on it. So, all right.
Pictures. What do we got?
Pictures. This was on the way, and they had a couple banners, and then a lot of banners down by the merch table. They had some nice graphics. I really like their new belts when they changed back the name to TNA this last year.
Yeah.
The new gold belts are nice. I like them a lot.
Very nice.
And now my iCloud is
freezing up.
There we go. All right. So we had general admission tickets for $10. Hello, WWE. Get with the picture.
Get better. Do a military discount or something.
$10 for a show was a good time for 3.5 hours, 3 hours.
Right. I'd say over 1,000, right around 1,000, maybe
probably 1,000 people, yeah. So it was good times, and they got pretty lively for certain periods of it. And it was they were TV taping their weekly show, which is Impact, and they were taping it over 2 nights. We only went to one night. Yeah, didn't want to drive an hour up there 2 nights in a row. Yep. But it was a good time. I think we saw probably 80% of what's gonna be on the show, and we'll go through the preview card and talk about it, what we saw. But this was our seats, so it was pretty good seats.
I enjoyed it. It was good times, like you said.
They had pretty good screens and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty good lights and stuff.
The lights were blocking the big screen up top, but we didn't really have to look up.
Yeah, we didn't need to look up to see the screen because we were there. We could see close enough. It took them about half the show before they realized the announcers' microphones were not loud enough, and so they finally got them turned up.
We kept screaming that your mic's too loud or not loud enough. Yeah, that's good times.
So this is where our seats. Oh, a couple seats over to our right was our pal from the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis, another fellow Kansas City.
Shout out to him. He came over and was like, hey, saw you guys at the Royal Rumble. I was like, oh, what the? Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Small world for wrestling fans. You run into each other all over the country. Fun times. Yep. Very cool.
We're nerds. We like it.
Yep. So this had some cool graphics. This was the opening match. I don't remember their names.
I don't either.
And then, here's the TNA World Champion.
Joe Hendry. We said his name and he appeared.
Do you believe? Joe Hendry. You say his name and he appears.
Talk about his injury. Oh, man.
Yeah, he came out. So he came out to do commentary for a match. And then he got involved in the match afterwards. This is over from a different angle. You can kind of see they had the floor and then the whole right side. They didn't have the left side opened up, but that's where the hard cam was. And their angle arm. What do you call those things? A boom arm?
I don't know.
Something. Anyways.
Main camera.
Oh, here's us getting our new shirts. You gotta have merch.
And I got a Hardy Boys. And last time I brought a tag team shirt, what happened? They broke up the next month. So
yeah, if you break up the Hardys, it will be bad news for you.
They shouldn't. They're getting too old for that.
Here's where the Hardys came down to.
Oh yeah,
not interfere, but make the save or something.
And I like how they did everything out of order. So then you're like, wait, what? Oh, and then you're like, oh, I'll go back and watch it and be like, oh, that's where they. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, stuff gets filmed out of order for TV tapings. That's for sure. This is. Oh, here's the video.
I was like, somebody's knee.
Here's the Hardys coming out. The crowd went nuts for the Hardys.
Great pop for them. Classic. They've been doing this for what, 25, some 30 years or something like that. The TLC match with them and the Dudleys and Christian and them are coming up like 25 years. is coming up soon.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They've been in this for a long time.
Long time. Yep, they're pretty good, and they've gotten a little bit healthier, so they look a lot better. There was
That's
a couple
good.
years ago where they were a little rough, and you're kind of like, maybe it's time to hang it up, but they've been doing better.
Jeff had a little mess up on a poetry in motion, so he had to redo it
Oh
again.
yeah, he slipped on the road. Oh, when he had to run, he slipped
He
off
slipped on.
Matt's
I think he slipped when he jumped off a mat,
off Matt's
maybe
back.
a little
Oh,
bit.
all right, that's
So,
all the pictures I have of the
so
show. So
lots of good ones. Lots of just. It's always great seeing people you don't know or never heard of. There's a couple NXT people there, so I've heard of some of them. I was like, oh, okay. But hey, this is their livelihood. This is their
yeah, they're up
passion.
and comers, and they're hopefully they're getting paid more than the indie shows where people are making 25, $50.
Yeah, and having to sell shirts and all that. So it was
Good time, but I like how people are passionate for wrestling at all levels, whether it's the small indies to the billionaire companies to whatever. It's all good stuff.
Oh, and I didn't realize Santino was the general manager,
I did
dude.
not know either. He's funny,
Dude is so funny. Like
hilarious on the mic.
yeah, man, it's too good. It's too good.
All right, so their first thing they're talking about is this trios match, which we did not see, so I assume that
Nope.
was on what did
Saturday.
the Saturday night. We went on the Friday night,
Yep.
so
We did hear from the
we did hear
Hardys.
from the Hardys. They came out. Matt and then Jeff gave a pretty good promo. I feel like Jeff's part had been rehashed. I've heard him say that before, but whatever.
Yeah.
So they gave a good promo. They're getting ready to fight the Nemeth brothers
The
at
good
an
hands,
upcoming
right? The good
pay-per-view.
boys, the good hands.
The good hands, yeah.
Good hands.
Elijah and Frankie Kazarian, they were in a match. They also did some promo stuff. I think this was the most weirdest thing of the whole night was Frankie Kazarian come out. The screen would say the Kaz really big,
Huzzah!
and
Or whatever.
Kazarian would come out and start
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a speech and talking trash. And then like half hour later, he came out
do it
and
again.
did it again and gave like a very similar, but not word for word the same, but
20
similar.
minutes later, he
And
did
then
it
like another
again.
40 minutes later, he came out and did it again, and I was like, "What is going on?" Like
I know we're like, what is
I was like, is there trying to tell a story throughout the night, or I was like, and then I think I finally realized I think they're trying to get different parts to cut together a promo, and after three
Yeah.
or four tries, they might have got enough good few sentences here and there that they're going to string it together for one good promo. It'll be interesting to see how they edit it tomorrow.
I'm sure it's
and
tough,
air it.
even in front of 1,000 people trying to talk trash and like either memorize your lines or free flow, just
I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Raw from Monday night for WWE?
Uh-huh.
The intro was like 30 minutes long of Cena and Cody
Cody
going
Rhodes.
at it, and I was like, that's a lot to remember and to do
Uh-huh.
well. And they both did really well on the mic, and it just made me remember when people
Uh-huh.
are really good on the mic, it's other people spend decades trying to get good on the mic.
Uh-huh.
And so anyone who
I
is
think
good
that
on
was
the
a
mic, I give them props, for even going out there and trying it in front of a live crowd.
yeah, that was kind of a squash match, right? Like Kazaro won or whatever, kind of quick.
It was like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. It wasn't
I don't
super.
remember. I loved when Elijah, aka Elias, was in WWE. Man, he was always one of my favorites.
Yeah, I liked him.
Just with the guitar and just big muscular dude. Like I always loved him as a wrestler. So
Yeah,
it
he
was good.
Glad that he's got somewhere to work.
Yep. And then Santino.
Santino, he made an announcement regarding the future of the TNA Digital Media Championship. I will say we won't give out spoilers, but I can't remember what he said because he came out 2 or 3 times and talked, and every time he talked, he would just have some one-liner in there that was hilarious, and I forgot everything else he said.
Because you're just too busy laughing.
He was too busy laughing. He was
funny.
very
It's
entertaining.
like, oh my goodness. All right, not supposed to give spoilers, right? Because it's not live yet.
Well, we'll post it after Thursday night, so
That's whatever.
whatever.
Then Spitfire versus
Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. They're from NXT. And Spitfire I'd never heard of, but
yeah.
oh, they're former tag team champs.
Dude,
Okay.
was it Lash Legend, the tall one? Man,
She was
she's
tall.
like a Jade Cargo, but like
She's
bigger.
bigger
Like,
than Jade
oh my
Cargill.
Gosh, dude.
So that was a good match. This was probably one of the longer ones. It was probably 12,
Yeah.
15 minutes. So that was a good
Yeah,
match.
that one I thought one of them got like seriously hurt because like she was out for a while and then like even afterwards. And maybe they're just selling it,
That's
but
just good selling.
it had me going. I was like, oh, somebody's injured.
Hmm.
Then we had the system.
The System, which Moose was part of, and then a bunch of goofballs. And then they had like some guys in suits too. I don't know if
Yeah.
that was them or just paid bodyguards or whatever, but
That was that was interesting with Moose. I mean, he's got the looks for a champion, dude.
he's
So
been around.
like,
Moose has been champion, and right now he's the X Division champion. So he's a mainstay in TNA. He's been around a long time. Eddie Edwards called him out. He got to do well, we'll spoil that one, but it will be up later. Yeah. They said, "Hey, if you can last 2 minutes in the ring with Moose, we'll give you a title shot." And so they had a little 2 minute match, and he ran around and only
yeah,
got like one or two suplexes in, and then just kind of ran away the whole time.
that was entertaining. I'll
That was
admit
very
it was. And
entertaining.
then
And then
yeah,
he got his match right after that, and then he got squashed in like 5 seconds, as you would expect in that kind of storytelling. So
yeah,
that was good times.
it was good. I enjoyed that. It was
And then
good.
this part we didn't see, so I'm guessing that was on Saturday. So I'd say we saw
Yeah,
probably half to 70, 80% of the show.
yeah.
If they
There's
film for
probably
3 hours both
the other
nights
ones
and the
that
show's maybe 2 hours, they've got a lot of content to work with. So
yeah.
that's cool. Put your best stuff forward
We
and could
believe in
practice
Joe
in front of a
Hendry.
live crowd. And if it didn't make the cut, it didn't make the cut.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch it, right? And you get a
So
free month of TNA
TNA
Live,
Plus,
right? Or
yeah, I got a
TNA
free month of
Plus.
that. I have not watched anything yet because I've been busy, but I'm gonna try to watch the Thursday night show here. It'll probably be Friday by the time I get to it.
Yeah.
But and then I'm gonna try to watch some of the pay-per-views or some of the old pay-per-views too. But
They got one coming up in Vegas in like April, right?
they've got
17th or
they've got
something.
one on the 17th
After
and one on the
WrestleMania.
27th. So always lots of wrestling going on. So that is it for our TNA show. We went to TNA. It was a great time. We had a lot of fun. Always down to go see wrestling.
Mhm.
What do we got coming up next for Wrestling Brothers Breakdown? We've
The
got
AEW.
AEW Dynasty this Sunday night. We've got to do our picks and preview show before then.
Time to get my belt back. I miss it.
No, I'm going to retain. I got it back. So I think, and then after that, the next WB show is WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
So some things I'm excited for about that. Some things I'm not so excited for, but we'll
Did you
get
see?
there when we get there.
Did you see the April Fool's thing that Vince McMahon bought TNA?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to see if that one almost got me for half a second. I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, it's April
I was like,
1st.
no way. Oh wait, it is April 1st. Okay, okay, good one, good
Yeah.
one. I was like,
That was
no
that was a
way.
decent one. So,
Vince McMahon, Santino. That was
yeah.
two funnies. Two funnies. I'm just glad I got a Cole Hardy Boys shirt, so I'm excited about that.
I like my TNA wrestling shirt. So they got a cool logo. I like some of their belts. So always a
Yeah.
good time. So that's
Save
going
a
to do it for
bunch
this
of money, you
episode
could
today.
buy
Hit
a
us up
belt.
on the socials at Wrestling Brothers Breakdown on YouTube, at WB Breakdown Show on X and Instagram. Send us your comments, your feedback, what you like, what you don't like.
Delete.
We got some negative comments on one of our YouTube shows, so that was pretty
What?
funny. The first time we got a troll on one of them, so
Who
you
trolled?
got to take the good with the bad.
Shout out to the troll. I mean,
Shout
never
out
mind.
to the troll.
Diss to the troll. Diss out. Diss to the troll.
So that's it
Haters
for
gonna hate.
yeah.
We're just gonna delete them.
Delete, yes. And hey, you're doing it the right direction this time.
Like, was I doing it the wrong way last time? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Delete.
At the
delete.
show, it was funny.
Ha 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 ha. Brooke and Jeff Hardy. That's good stuff.
Yep.
Matt
Oh, he
Hardy,
did tease
whatever.
that. Like he might bring back that character too.
That was a good character. So
Yeah.
that's our show. Shout out to TNA. Good stuff.
Good stuff. We enjoyed it.
Go see it. Go
Thanks for
see
the
him.
free month. Thanks for the cheap tickets and the cool shirts. So we will catch you guys next time. Later.
Peace.